Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In my last video, I showed you how I made this really cute firecracker trio out of some dowel rods that came out of a closet. And I did mention that I also had two more projects that I got done, but unfortunately, since I was doing something different with my video, it took so long for this project that I didn't want to put the other two on and make it close to an hour-long video. So now I am going to show you my other two projects. So let's get started. I've had these for quite a few years. I got these from Walmart and I like them the way they are, where you can make them as a garland. They hang, of course, this way, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to go ahead. I just want to use this one, the red and white striped one. Try to cut that down a little further, and I don't need the top piece here. Try to cut that off. And I'm just going to be, oops, I don't want to cut the top of the star off there. There we go. I'll be decorating in the middle of the star. Now I need some blue to be on the star, so I have this old piece of blue jeans here from some jeans that I'm going to cut out. Just want to get not sure how big I want it is. I want to put this in the middle so we have some blue color to work with in the background. Okay. Put this on here. It's a little bit smaller. There we go. So I'm just going to be hot gluing this on. I am going to be trying something here with this color jute. I'm not really liking the white, and I was just kind of playing with the back. I'm just going to water down the paint and put it on. And kind of liking it. I know I could tea stain it, but I don't feel like going downstairs. Just trying to do things up here in the craft room. I don't think that looks too bad. Kind of like it. I was playing with a darker brown and I didn't like the darker brown, so I like this color. All right, so I'm going to continue doing this, and I'll let this dry. And then we'll start, because I kind of like that better, instead of being pure with the white. In case I want to use this with all the firecrackers that I made. I don't have any pure white in there, so. I'm going to finish this up and let it dry, and then we can start hot gluing this on and everything else that I want to add to it. Now that this is all nice and dry, I did pull some of the threads on here to make this look a little more raggedy. And what I want to do is hot glue this on. I'm going to make it like a little pocket. I'm just going to put some hot glue like so. And I have like a little bit of a pocket right there. And I'm going to put like these berries. Maybe not. maybe more like this. Should I do the bigger ones? Kind of like the bigger ones. It's kind of cute. I also have this ribbon here that I'm just cutting. It's an ombre ribbon here, and I want to make a bow, and I like this color here. I don't like the whole thing, and I want it skinny. So I've just been cutting this lighter shade off. I'm not sure how long I need this. Right there. And I'm going to make a bow. Let's see if I can just tie it instead. I don't know. Might work. All right. Let's see what we can do here. So like, whoops. Maybe tying's not the best thing. I don't know. It's not easy to tie. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it on. Like about right there. Cut this short. And I want to go ahead and put a nice little red button on here. And I want to put some pip berries in here. So I have some pip berries. Just going to cut these off. You can tuck these in. Oops. And tuck the blue in. I think that's cute. All right, so now I'm gonna do something that will hang down from the little bow area. I want to try and make a tag. I have this thin piece of cardboard here, really thin, or like paper stock, and I'm just gluing this down. This is some ribbon that I cut down. I want to see if I can make a tag with this. So I'll cut it off the sides. Get it to fit up in there. Yeah, I guess it doesn't want to go through the material very well. Of course, now it's stuck. Yeah, well, it kind of worked. It's stuck on that side. It did kind of work. Not bad. Cute to have a little tag right there, but maybe I don't want the tag. I don't know. Might be getting too much blue in there, but I do want to go ahead and get this on a skewer because this is something that I'm using more like a pick. You can use it like a pick, and I cut a little bit in here maybe. I have to go up into here. Try this instead. There we go. Put this in any kind of arrangement, in a plant. And my stuff is falling out. Yeah, I didn't want to hot glue this because you could always change this out or not have anything in the pocket. kind of want to do something a little bit different with that. All right, so I do have my tag here, and this is just some of that sheet fabric from an old sheet that I wrote USA on here. And I'm going to see if I can get one to go through here. I stuck it through the hole there. I might just tack that down. Then got this other piece, scrap piece. Tie into a knot. Tack it down just a little bit. I want it sticking straight out like that. And then I'm just gonna, I'm kind of not liking this thing where I put it. Kind of want it up higher now. Okay, never mind. I don't feel like messing with it, so stick it about right there. And of course it made everything come out again. All right. Whoa. That one really went flying. Here we go. Okay. So that is what I'm doing to my little star pick here. I think that looks really cute. DIY number 2 is using these little cardboard rolls that are actually in with your mesh. So you always want to save those. I do want to make them different heights. I'm not going to attach them together like I did the other one where you have a cluster of 3. I'm just going to make these individuals. But I am going to cut them with my X-Acto knife at different heights, and I am just going to be using some scrapbook paper that I printed off to cover these with. Now that I have them 3 different sizes, I am going to put some tops on them. I'm going to leave the bottom open, and I just want to cut some tops to hot glue on. I'm going to trace around. The bottoms, like I said, will stay open. Go ahead and cut this. And I'm just going to hot glue that on. I'm going to go ahead and get the others cut out and get them glued on, and then we will get the scrapbook paper that I want to put on here. All right, here's some scrapbook paper that I printed off of Creative Fabrica, and I will have the link down below if you're interested. They have some really neat scrapbook paper, and I liked how these are. This looks like stacks, you know, of books there. So I thought this would be good to put bands on. So I want to cut them here real quick because I don't know what I want to use. I just figured I would use the other paper, and then these can go, you know, either at the top like that, or in the middle, or even put 2 on. I have to wait and see once I get everything on here. So I do like these. I'm probably not going to use the stars, just because it seems like all my things have stars. So I don't think I really need to use that many stars. I don't mind this one here, but I think that's just too much. And I like the width of it. I kind of like this one too. So I'm just going to cut these off and not use this plain one or the stars. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead. I really like this one. It looks like it's all crinkled. I want to use this one on here. I'm just going to kind of see where it would need to be. Tear that a little bit. And we're going to bring this back. Let's do that right there. That's good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the other two. And I'm going to be Mod Podging these on. So I'm going to get them all cut to size, and then we will get the Mod Podge and get them glued on. I did go ahead and made the edges ragged here because they did have some hard lines there. Let's pull these aside. Let's go ahead and do the little one here. Get lots of Mod Podge on here. And I did make these a little bit longer, so they will, oops, don't get too curly on me there. Cover up anything there. That didn't line up too well, but that's okay. That'd be the back side. Actually, the back side is going to be where the ragged edge is. So that looks kind of nice. I'm probably just going to paint these. And actually, you know what? I like the wrinkles. I am liking the wrinkles on here a lot. I usually don't want wrinkles, but, you know, I'm making these more vintagey primitive, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and get the other two done, and then I'll show you what I'm going to use for the wicks. Before I do the wick, I'm going to go ahead and get my little pieces on here. I decided not to put anything on here. I might just put some jute around it or some burlap ribbon. We'll see instead, because it's so small and I'm going to lose the pattern. And I thought this one would look really nice on here, so I'm going to go ahead and put some Mod Podge on. About right there. Trying to see, because I'm going to overlap it. I think they got a little crooked. That's all right. No big deal. Actually, they might even just look a little crooked just because I don't think they're perfectly straight for the design. This like really blends in well with this. Let's see. So just put it down right there. There we go. What I'm going to use is some jute, and I just made little holes. I have this skewer here that I just made little holes with because I do want to put it down in there just a little bit. And I'm just taking a piece of wire here, and I'm going to try to see if I can get this to make a nice little curly. I know I'm not going to be doing this like this. Just want to see if I can get it to look curly. There we go. See, I think that looks kind of neat like that. And cut it, and I get it in there. I think that is what I want to do. I like that. That is really nice. Yeah, perfect, because then see, it can stand up. So I'm going to go ahead and get these done. I'm just going to hot glue them in, and then I will probably be making blue for the tops of these. All right, I went ahead and painted the tops blue and red, and now I'm going to add some more to here. I was going to put some burlap on here, so I have this little burlap ribbon. I'm just going to put on here a little bit of hot glue. And that is all that I want to do to this one. And then these, I'm going to take my jute and I'm going to go around the edge of the paper that I put right here. I'll just define it more so you can notice that there is something different right there. This one, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, but I'm actually going to wrap it a few times just to make it thicker. So I'll go ahead and get that done. All right, so here is how they look together. I think these are really cute. Could always attach them if you want to together, just like I did the other ones, or leave them separate. They're great for tiered tray or just to set around. All right, my sweet friends, that's going to do it for the video today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and please let me know which one you liked the best of my projects. If you liked my star pick here, or the 3 little firecrackers that I made out of those cardboard rolls, or even the firecracker trio from my previous video. I have to tell you that I am actually leaning towards this one for myself, that this one is definitely my favorite. I want to wish everybody a very wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.